I watched. Let's see if I can make this under 2 minutes. Umbrella Academy season 2. All right, let's go. There's spoilers. Yes, they went back in time to the 1960s, early 60s. I say early 60s because they were all spread out through time. Um, let's start in order. Luther, he started working for the mob, the person that went and killed Lee Harvey Oswald. Um, they turned him into a comedy relief this series, and it's the season and it sucked. He's not funny. That's not him. They slimmed down his gorilla body, and yeah, he just farted when he nervous. Like that's just not him. That's not what a leader. But whatever. Five is the most interesting one. He of course met himself to try to get back to the thing, but then it turned into a Terminator situation, and it kind of ruined time travel because it's paradoxes all over the place. Um, Vanya, they tried to make it seem like she found herself, she found her sexuality. I think she became more comfortable with herself as far as her powers go. Her sexuality was never in question. I know that she's a lesbian in real life, but in the first season, she was with a guy. And they never mentioned about her being bi or being gay or anything like that. So for them to do that, put that type of spin was stupid. And the person she was with didn't care about her child, didn't care about her husband. She was married, didn't care about her farm. They was on the farm. She only cared about Vanya, and it didn't make any sense to me at all. The whole thing, the whole subplot was missable. Allison, her power could have been so useful for black people in the 60s, but she didn't do anything. She didn't care about not messing up the timeline or just overusing it. She only, I wanted to make sure I earned it. Dude, that's selfish to me. You can help so many people. But yeah, and she was setting up sit-ins and all this and that. I think the way they handled racism is great. It wasn't like the main focal point. It wasn't like, gotcha, this is in your face. This is what this is about. It was like a subplot. This is what she was dealing with rather than exploiting it, if that makes sense. I'm over 2 minutes. Diego got locked up because that makes sense. And for some reason, they kept having him only focus on saving JFK. Like, it was repetitive and annoying, and it didn't make any sense because he didn't have that same hero complex in the first one. Down to that level, he wanted to solve a case, yeah, but for him to only want to go after JFK didn't make sense. I think that's all of them. I think I went through all of them. Oh, Klaus. Uh, he's trying to find a guy he loved from the war because he's younger now and like tell him not to enlist. Then it got kind of creepy and it kind of muddled between whether this dude is like 16, 17, but he's enlisting. But the story kind of flowed between he was underage and it was like, oh no, he's 18. He's 18, 18. So it was like really fucking confusing. But yeah, I'm just gonna say forget it. Now I'm over three. Um, the whole season was very missable. Diego got telekinetic powers, but I don't think he has that in the comics. Klaus is way more powerful in the comics. Um, Allison is overpowered in the comics. Don't use it. It I don't know what they did was trying to do with this season, but they became self aware how famous it is. I think season three would be better. They messed up the timeline so bad. I think season three would be way better, but yeah, right now we just have a mess.